Hey there, happy day 737 of What's She Up To Now. She being Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, also known as Pajama Grandma, sharing my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world of real businesses in corporate America to the online world. And I have vision challenges, so instead of writing like I used to in all kinds of notebooks, it's really funny, I still write in notebooks, but I can't read them. So I write things down, but I can't really read it. Even with the magnifying glass, it's gotten to the point where I can't really read things. So I had to switch. I had to switch my modality. I had to figure out a way to document what I was doing and keep track of it and be able to go back and reference it, which I don't ever do, by the way. That's a hint. And so I started just daily keeping a little record of what I'm doing as I'm transitioning my business from the real world of business to the online world of business. And since it's day 737, obviously I wasn't an overnight success. Guess what? Nobody is an overnight success. I know it's a lie that we believe. We see people and we see them where they are now without knowing what they did, how they got to where they are now, right? We look at influencers. I do it every once in a while. I'll be looking at YouTube with my granddaughter and I'll see a video of like Play-Doh or Barbies or these Frozen 2 ones with really bad actors, or the Disney princesses, and they've got millions and millions of views, right? I'm like, these are terrible, yet they have millions and millions of views. And you start to think and you start to wonder, what the heck do people do and how do they figure some of these things out? And maybe they just want different things. Maybe they just want to make fun videos for kids on YouTube, and then that's just what they do, and so they love doing it. Maybe that's where I'm missing the connection. But what I'm thinking about today is threads, and for a couple of reasons. I did hanging by a thread for the Supersize Your Business and my Facebook Live today. I talked about what that means, where did it come from, and it's been around since at least the 5th century BC. So that's a really long time. And obviously it impacts everything and everyone. At this point, something that's been around that long has touched the lives of at least someone you know, if it hasn't touched your life. But I think we've all, at some way, shape, or time in our life, felt like we were hanging by a thread, thought and felt like we were in a dangerous situation, dangerous to our psyche, you know, our ego, our emotions, our physical well-being, our maybe our business, maybe our relationship, maybe somewhere in our life, we felt like we were hanging by a thread, like we were just scraping by, just barely getting by. We weren't even sure how we were going to get by. I know I felt that way in different areas of my life at different times of my life. If you're in a relationship that's challenging, like a significant other relationship, and you're not sure and you're not secure in that relationship, sometimes you feel like your relationship is hanging by a thread. You feel like if you just do or say the one wrong thing, that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, that relationship will end. Or sometimes financially, we back ourselves into a corner, or we make choices and decisions that get us to a point where we feel like we are going to need outside help or outside support, or we're going to die or go out of business or lose our job or get in a fight with somebody. I don't know, all kinds of things. So hanging by a thread was the topic. It was really interesting because I like to look at these idioms and then think about, well, where in my life have I been impacted by this idiom and what it means, and have I ever felt that way, and what did I do about it? Whenever I felt I'm hanging by a thread, I always stop, pause, reflect, and think about what else is possible. What can I do in this situation? Because a lot of times when we're stressed and under pressure, when things around us seem like they're changing really fast, we feel like we only have like one or two choices and one or two things that we can do. And a lot of times we feel like we're backed into a corner and we can only do one thing. Like there's only one thing that's going to save us. There's only one thing we can do. And that is so not true. Whenever and whatever the situation, there's always a whole lot of possibilities. A lot of times we just can't see them because we're so close to the situation, we won't even let ourselves see them. A lot of times our beliefs and our thoughts from the past and our experiences in the past help to block us and put us in that corner where we can't even see. We put blinders on and we can only see to the level of our belief. If we don't believe something's possible, we can't even see it as an option. So we talked about that, thought about that, and it's interesting, you know, we all feel like whenever we have a problem or in a situation like that, number one, we feel like only one that's having that problem, or ever had that problem. And how is that true? I mean, are we the only one that's ever had a broken heart? I don't think so. Are we the only one that's ever had a financial problem, a work problem, a relationship problem, a emotional problem, no, right? A depression or anxiety problem? Are we the only one that's ever felt like we're not good enough or that we don't deserve something? I don't think so. I think that probably I'm not good enough, I don't deserve. That's probably the number one underlying false belief that is in probably 85 or 87 or whatever, at least 80% of the population. I think 80% of the population is, as much as we all feel different and disconnected, it's because of that underlying false belief. False belief. It's not true. We are good enough. You're a human being. You're alive. You're born. You're a miracle. You're good enough to have, do, and be whatever you can possibly imagine. But we all, somewhere along the way, because we weren't born with this thought or feeling or belief that we're not good enough, somewhere along the way it got ingrained into us. And once it gets in there, it's kind of like a tapeworm, right? When a limiting belief like that gets inside of you and gets inside of you and your subconscious, it becomes the overriding underlying program for everything else that you see and believe and think and feel and experience. And so we always want to get rid of those. I was obviously listening to Mel Robbins yesterday about this, and it's really interesting. It's kind of like Tony Robbins says, we all have one primary question. And before my sudden cardiac arrest, this is really interesting, my primary question was WTF. I'm not going to say what WTF is, but you probably know. And after my sudden cardiac arrest, my question I purposefully changed to, what am I creating now? Because what am I creating now gives me a lot better results than WTF. WTF presupposes that there's always something wrong with the situation. And I'm always judging it as negative. Because if there's something wrong with something, it's negative. It's not right. What does that do? Sends your frustration levels through the roof with respect to everything, right? Every aspect of my life was colored with WTF being my primary question. And then I switched it to, what am I creating now? And I have a much less stressful life than I had back then. And so the same is true of this underlying belief. There's this underlying belief that runs through almost all of us. And it doesn't take that long to figure out what your belief is. If you look at the results that you're getting in your life, and if you see what's happening, it's pretty quickly and easy to identify what your underlying belief is. And I will admit right now, my underlying false belief, like 80-some% of the population, is I'm not good enough, I don't deserve, who do I think I am to have, do, or be whatever I want? And then it's like, well, who do I think I am to not have, do, or be whatever I want? Usually our underlying false belief, what the truth is just the opposite of what it is that we're thinking or feeling or believing. So a lot of threads, thinking about a lot of threads today. And that threads remind me of the strength that's woven together when we put threads together, when we put pieces and things together. It provides us with strength. It's how we make clothes. It's how we make so many things. They're created by putting threads together and combining fabrics. Teamwork, relationships, they all add strength and, I guess, juice and fun and adventure, and they add to our experience as a human being. We can go through life being alone and being all by ourselves and isolating ourselves, but it's not nearly as much fun as the experiences we have with other people. So, hanging by a thread. I guess I'm just peaceful. I'm not really feeling like I'm hanging by a thread, but I think it's a really great expression. And if we can find people that feel like they're hanging by a thread, like they're all alone, like they've got a problem that they can't figure out how to solve, that's where we come in. That's what we're here for, right? We're here to experience this life as only we uniquely can, and to help other people to have better experiences as well. At least that's my opinion. So, in addition to that, fun day 28 today. Fun day 28, and I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. I feel it. Oh, saw my son-in-law this weekend, and he's been on a sneezing frenzy. I don't know why. I think he's getting a cold or something. So I guess it's catchy. Day 28, fun day. It was all about the Wizard of Oz. Love the movie The Wizard of Oz. Thank you, son. And Dorothy not being in Kansas anymore. So we're thinking about a fun experience we're going to have today in a different place than we usually go. That's just fun. And I actually am going to lunch with one of my sisters and my granddaughter today, so that will be fun. And hopefully we'll go somewhere new, somewhere different. Maybe I will make sure that we go somewhere new and somewhere different and somewhere fun. In addition to that, Live Thrive Challenge, day 2 today, doing a 5-day challenge, helping people learn how to do challenges for themselves to create the results they want in their life or for their customers or to attract customers to them. For whatever reason, for whatever result they want, I want to teach people how to do their own challenges, because some people don't know how. Some people are just like other things in their life. They're just kind of going through the motions and dealing with things as they pop up and reacting instead of being proactive. So I'm helping people go from being reactive to the obstacles and challenges and problems and things that pop in their life to being proactive, and how they can take challenges and actually use them to catapult their results, to really quickly and easily get what it is that they want. So day 2 of that. What else? Working on moving and selling my house. It's just going really well. That's it. That's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I've got a daily live challenge to plan today. If you'd like to join us, 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the Thrive Challenge page. So if you don't know where that page is, it's just facebook.com/Thrive Challenge. That's where I do it live, and then I also share it in the group. And you want to join the group because that's where you can share your homework in a little bit of a more private setting, so that everybody on the planet isn't necessarily got access to it, and you're only getting feedback from people that are going through the challenge, like-minded people who are working toward the same goal. I like to have a separate group set up for that, just because it's a little more intimate, a little more fun, and we can actually turn it into a mastermind where we help one another learn and grow, and we're all working toward the same goal, right? How powerful is that? So for a concentrated, focused period of time, we're all working toward the same exact result and thing. Even though we're all coming from different situations and we all have different businesses and different walks of life and different experiences, we all are trying to achieve the same result in a really short period of time. And that's really, really powerful, because we can learn from everyone else's experiences, everybody else's past, everybody else's thoughts and feelings and beliefs about the result that we're trying to get, and we're all moving toward it together. And that is the fastest, easiest way, is to have a mastermind group of people with different experiences all coming together to create the same result. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.